Alright, you're used to me opening these videos by asking you to sub, but actually the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to spread some Christmas love. Obviously it's the 26th, so it's not Christmas anymore, but I didn't want to upload yesterday, so here it is today. My Christmas went well, as you can tell. Got a jersey. As soon as I got this, my mom said, "That's expensive, you better put in a damn case," so rip the Lowry Marketing jersey. But today I want to shout out two people, and I know how it goes as a viewer watching a YouTuber shout out other people, so I'm going to tell you right now, listen to me with these shout outs. This isn't me just being nice, although yes, I'm definitely very nice. Thank you for crediting me. Two people I'm shouting out. First of all is Noah Terranova. The guy has been uploading YouTube videos for a couple of years now on the NBA. He has like 300 videos, I think, and he's not even at 600 subscribers. Can you guys go over there, show him love, and get him to 1,000? I feel like that's not too much of an ask. I just need 420 of you, hey, 420, to go over there and subscribe to him. He makes content consistently, and it's pretty damn solid, and I hate seeing people who work hard not benefit from it. I feel like I have worked hard enough to get to where I am, and there's an element of that work that got me here, but at the same time, I also benefited from YouTube just deciding to push me. Noah has not gotten that benefit, and it's not fair because he's worked just as hard. So go check out his videos, go check out his channel, and don't just subscribe over there and not watch his videos, watch his damn videos. And then the second shout I want to give is to Mojo99. As you guys should know, at least if you watch my podcast, he is obviously a friend of the channel, but he's also just a very good friend of mine. And he has had issues being consistent in the past, but recently, in the month of December, he really started uploading consistently, and YouTube was just like, nah, fuck you, we're not going to reward you for this. He had a bunch of people saying that he was not getting, they weren't getting notified when his videos were going up. Even some people were like unsubbed or something like that. So go subscribe to him. Maybe try and get him to 40K by the end of the year. I don't even know what is actually yet, but it's somewhere close to that. And go watch his videos. The guy uploads very good videos on young NBA prospects, like what they're doing in the NBA, what the prospects are doing before they're in the NBA. Gives his opinion on all that stuff. As you guys know, I'm not much of a draft guy, so if you're looking for that kind of content, he's a great source of it. So go subscribe to him. Go subscribe to Noah. They're going to be the top two links in the description. But yeah, I think I've made my point. And I know what it's like. When I watch other YouTubers shout out people, I'm like, yeah, skip past this. No, go subscribe to them. Show some Christmas spirit, god damn it. I'm a little aggressive, but you get my point. With that out of the way, today I want to talk about the Golden State Warriors and what's been going on with them. As we know, yesterday they got pounded by the Milwaukee Bucks, and a couple of games before that, or a couple of days before that, same thing happened with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I imagine a lot of people will look at that without actually having watched the games, and they're going to think, wow, I mean, it's the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Warriors aren't that great. I mean, it makes sense that they would lose, and it even makes sense that they would lose by a decent margin. The issue has been not that they lost those games, because honestly, if I was going to look at their schedule, I would say, yeah, they start off the season 0-2. The issue is how they've been losing. So, the Golden State Warriors, I think the biggest flaw with them right now, and I'm going to elaborate on it further, is how Steve Kerr has been coaching this team. This system that the Warriors are running is basically the same as what they have ran the past couple of years, and even similar to what they did when they adjusted for Kevin Durant joining the team. So it's still Steph Curry being off ball a lot and then using a bunch of other wings and guards as offensive foundations, running screens for guys like Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre, trying to get them in the position to score while also doing that for Steph Curry. Steph Curry is only the ball handler about half of the time, and that worked very well in Golden State when they had Klay Thompson and when they had Kevin Durant, especially when they also had Draymond Green, who was a playmaker himself, who could also be a ball handler. And this system just allowed the offense to thrive. It made it just so unguardable. Like, people look at Steph, Klay, Durant, Draymond's playmaking and think, yeah, obviously that's unguardable, but really it's the system that made all of those pieces work flawlessly together, because there was really no butting heads in Golden State. There was the offhand thing here or there, especially when the offense got more simple, but when the offense was more complicated and Steve Kerr ran a system that allowed all these players to get an equal amount of touches, equal amount of opportunity, it just worked perfectly. And that system is still in use now, but the difference is Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre are not Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. Feel like that one's pretty damn obvious. There was also stuff that happened, I believe, last year in the few games that Curry was playing, where there was a play that the Warriors, I saw a tweet about this, that the Warriors used to run, where Curry was a screener for Kevin Durant, and this would make the screen, even though it's obviously Steph Curry, who's 6'3" and like a $180, he would still work as a screener because he was such a shooting threat, and that got Kevin Durant open because Steph Curry was such a threat popping off of that screen that the defender had to go and get him defended. They ran this play for Omari Spellman. Like, they ran the play to get Kevin Durant open with Steph Curry as the screener with Omari Spellman. And I think this is pointing to the biggest flaw with this team and Steve Kerr and what he's been doing. So, Steve Kerr has never faced much adversity as a coach, and I credit Steve Kerr for having a pretty big impact on the direction the Warriors went. If you look at it, the roster from last year, or from 2014 going on to 2015, was basically the same. The only real difference was David Lee got hurt, so Draymond Green got the start, and that really opened up the offense. But fundamentally, from the personnel standpoint, it wasn't that different. What was different was Steve Kerr implemented a system that allowed Steph Curry to find the perfect mix of on-ball versus off-ball. And with Klay Thompson also being this elite shooter and Draymond Green being this newfound elite playmaker, that all allowed Steph Curry to flourish in that system. But the thing is, the system that Steve Kerr has been running has been systems that you need the proper amount of talent to actually have perform properly. The issue is the Warriors no longer have this talent. So the system that Steve Kerr has been running for the Warriors is a system meant for a team with championship caliber talent. A team that does not have championship caliber talent is not going to thrive on this system to nearly the degree that they would if they did. So what I'm suggesting is Steve Kerr is running a ceiling-raising offense when he doesn't have the players that can allow that ceiling to be raised. What he should be running is a floor-raising offense that allows Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins to get good looks, but does not come at the sacrifice of Steph Curry's offense, because you do not want to sacrifice Steph Curry's offense for 15-foot Andrew Wiggins pull-up jump shots, obviously. So what I'm suggesting is that Steph Curry should be dribbling the ball about 80 to 90% of the time. Now, I am obviously a big proponent of off-ball stuff, and Steph Curry is one of the best off-ball players in the league. Maybe even the best, just because he's such a deadly three-point shooter. And as I said, Steve Kerr's system that allowed him to be both great on and off ball is the reason why he really started to break out. However, this system the Warriors have really cannot. The reason why Steph Curry works so well off ball is because there were so many other things going on offensively. Even when it was back when 2015. Even though it was not amazing even though the offense was not amazing outside of Steph Curry, they had Klay Thompson, who was a threat, Draymond Green rolling to the basket, and you had athletic guys like Harrison Barnes and Andre Iguodala who could cut to the basket, shooters like Leandro Barbosa, Mo Spates, who was an offensive guy. There was just enough offense outside of Steph that was able to work with him off ball, and that doesn't exist anymore. And Steve Kerr has not adjusted for that. So the offensive system now needs to be Steph Curry is pretty much the main ball handler. And when Draymond Green comes back, his on-ball dominance can decrease a little bit. And that's fine. But Steph needs to be having the ball in his hand most of the time. Also, and this is just kind of obvious, Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins need to hit their jump shots. Now, Kelly Oubre is kind of a league average three-point shooter, and this year he's like 0 for 16 on threes, I think it is. Or that could be overestimating. I think Wiggins and Kelly were like 0 for 20 or like 3 for 22 or something like that from three. It was a bad number. Outside of Steph, and actually Steph shot 20% from three so far this year. So just less far, they're not hitting their shots. But in that Warriors versus Bucks game on Christmas Day that I had the misfortune of catching a good amount of it, the reason why Steph Curry only shot the ball, like, I think a dozen times or so, while Andrew Wiggins had a bunch of shots, like, I had a tweet where I was like, why has Steph shot the ball 5 times and Andrew Wiggins has shot the ball 12 times? It's because the system that the Warriors have been running has been with Steph Curry trying to get stuff off ball all the time, and because no one's really worried about Andrew Wiggins or Kelly Oubre dribbling the ball, it didn't really work because their focus is in on Steph. And while the focus is still going to be in on Steph while he's dribbling the ball, I think he'll have more opportunity to create stuff for himself and others when he actually has the ball. And Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre need to hit their shots. That's obvious, and it would definitely help. But I think this flaw is the biggest reason why they got just ass blasted by the Bucks and the Nets. Outside of that, James Wiseman has looked really good, so there's a positive there. I still have issues with him defensively because that's what I was worried about more so than the offense, but the jump shot looks a lot better than a lot of people expected it to early. He shot well from 3. He was 2 for 2, I think, versus the Nets or versus the Bucks, and 1 for 1 versus the Nets. The one against the Nets was garbage time. But I mean, hitting a jump shot's hitting a jump shot, so it's fine. He's also hitting a couple mid-range shots, and then he's been fine inside. Rebounding wise hasn't been amazing. Blocking shots, that's the thing. Defensively, he's a guy who can block a lot of shots, but his defense outside of the paint is a little bit concerning, and he hasn't defended an elite big man yet. So we'll have to wait and see there. But he definitely looks like he can be a very good offensive guy and a guy who can at least protect the basket for their defense that likes having bigs who are just pretty one-dimensional but can defend the basket. So James Wiseman should be a good fit in Golden State. I can also see a world where Wiseman, Eric Paschall, who by the way is a fake good player, he's not actually like good, and I think he's proving that this year, now that the Warriors are actually expected to play winning basketball. Those two, the Timberwolves pick, which by the way, that trade's looking bad because you could have had another ball handler and scorer in D'Lo, and now you don't just because you have a pick in fucking Andrew Wiggins. And then Andrew Wiggins' salary as well as some other future first. I think that could net you a really good player. They can get you somebody, I'm not entirely sure who this player is, but somebody who's going to make the offense easier for Steph this year, and then next year when Klay Thompson comes around, they can have a third star caliber guy who fits with the both of them and really increases their ceiling. But at the same time, there's a good chance they want to just hold on to James Wiseman and see what he becomes. I've made a video already about why I don't believe this season has really any impact on Steph Curry's legacy, because it's not been Steph Curry's fault. The system has not allowed him to dominate to the degree that he should be, and his teammates are bricking shots like crazy. So it's really not Steph Curry's fault. I do think he's missed a couple of shots that he should be making, but I would argue that's just him shaking off some rust. And when he figures it out, it's going to be a lot better for the Warriors. But in order for them to even be a playoff team in the West, they have to address these issues early. And it's looking concerning that they're as bad as they were early on this year. It's not the fact that they lost to the Bucks and the Nets, it's how they lost. How they lost was real ugly. Hopefully they can turn it around. Again, if you haven't done it, the 2 links at the top of the description are going to be Noah's channel and Mojo's channel. Go subscribe to both of them, or bad things will happen to you and your family. I shouldn't have said that, but you get my point. Just go subscribe to their channel. If you like NBA content, you're going to like their channel, so why would you not do it? And I'm asking you, be nice. Have some Christmas spirit. Anyways, I think I've made my point. That is the end of this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more My NBA. Why do I keep doing that? That's the outro for the My NBA content, not the NBA content. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more NBA content like this, and cue the outro music.